What's going on, guys, and welcome back to Okay, that sounded a lot better in my head. Welcome back to what is another on the sleeve Christmas. No, it's not Christmas, it's Halloween. So as you guys probably know, Australians don't really celebrate Halloween at all, but I thought, you know what? It's like my duty. I have to get everyone, oh gosh, his hat's moving around. What do you think? It's Indiana Jones. Doesn't really, nah, okay, look, nothing like Indiana Jones, but I tried. Yeah, I thought it was like my duty to inform you guys, to get you guys in the spirit of Halloween. And what flipping better way to get you guys in the spirit of Halloween than to do a top 5 scariest things about Pokemon list. Let's do it. Number 5, you can't see me. So coming in here at number 5 is actually a Pokemon that everyone sort of knows and loves, but they don't know the full extent of what it does. So according to recent research done by Vsauce, there was actually some astounding results found. I mean, Makago looks like a regular sort of Pokemon, everyone sort of loves him, but you don't really realize that he's pure lava. And to say he's like pure lava is actually an understatement. He is 1.7 times hotter than the freaking sun, which is like aka 18,000 degrees Fahrenheit, which is absolutely ridiculous. And if you put that into like power conversions, he could actually power 300,000 homes. 300,000 homes, you heard that correctly. That is just ridiculous. So I know what you're thinking, Ando, if he's 18,000 degrees Fahrenheit, how do flippin' trainers even capture him or stand near him? Well, according to the research done, if you're a Pokemon trainer and you wanted to battle a capture a Makago in the wild, you would actually have to stand 211 meters away from Makago. If you were any closer, you just burst and erupt into flames. Hence makes Makago probably one of the most scariest and dangerous and most lethal Pokemon you could capture in the entire of Pokemon. Number 4, Wolverine style, wah wah! So here at number 4, it's more of a recent sort of Pokemon compared to Makago, it's Yamask. Now I don't know how many of you guys have actually read Yamask Pokédex entry, but it's pretty horrifying. For those that haven't really looked into it, Yamask is pretty much a dead human. If you're thinking to yourself, Ando, what are you talking about? Believe it or not, the master Yamask actually carries around, it's the modelling of the face that was the dead human it used to be before it evolved into a Pokemon. So throughout the anime and throughout, if you actually count this in the wild, every single Yamask would be different because the face in the front would be different, which is absolutely horrifying. They are dead faces that it's carrying around. And if that's flipping not scary enough, guys, make sure you're holding your teddy bears, make sure you do up your blanket, because if you actually wear the mask that Yamask carries around, you'll be possessed by the Pokemon for the rest of your life. So if you see Yamask in the public or just, walking down the shops, he's there, run the other way. Put your sneakers on and bolt that way because it's the most horrifying thing of all time. That is it's the most horrifying Pokemon ever. Number 3. So coming in here at number 3 is actually probably not horrifying for us, but it's horrifying for the Pokemon itself, Exatu. So in the Pokédex description of this Pokemon here, it says Exatu is always quiet and never moves. He's perfectly still and just sits there. And believe it or not, that's because in one eye he's seeing the future. He can see what happens 20, 30, 50 years down the track. And in the other eye, he's seeing the past 20, 30, 50 years behind us. Some say he's not talking, it's because he's witnessing the most horrifying things that are yet to ever happen, and the most horrifying things that have ever happened continuously in both of his eyes. I mean, literally, he's in the most permanent state of shock anyone could ever be. Imagine witnessing murders 24/7, that's all you see. I'd be pretty quiet as well. And not only witnessing all these horrifying events taking place at the same time, he's witnessed your death, but he can't tell you because he's just stunned shock. He's just standing there bruh. Number 2. So coming in here at number 2 is an extremely common Pokemon sort of myth or Pokemon sort of story, Lavender Town. So those don't know the Lavender Town syndrome or the Lavender Town story, let me explain. So back when Pokemon Red and Blue first came out, a lot of people would play the game and then they get to Lavender Town. That's not the weird part. Lavender Town itself is a pretty spooky story, the town's filled with the ghost tower, that's terrifying. But where this myth sort of comes from, where the whole syndrome is developed, is the music. Let me play a short 5-second clip for you right now. Rumor was, over in Japan, as soon as the kids heard that music and they played the level for more than 5 minutes, they were found dead within 2 hours on their road, in the street, all through Japan. Apparently the music triggers something in your ears, triggers something in your brain. It gives you a headache, it gives you some sort of absolute annoyance and paranoia that just simply caused your death. And then, that's probably not the spookiest part. It's never sort of been confirmed or denied. Everyone's sort of oh, it's a myth, oh, it's not really a thing. Someone asked the CEO of Pokemon about this rumor. They said, is it true? He changed the topic. He never actually answered the question. There is an official interview where he never answered the thing. He goes, and then he just changes the whole thing completely. Never actually answers the question. So to this day, Lavender Town is probably one of the biggest Pokemon scary stories or creepypastas there is at the moment, which is crazy. Okay guys, so we're here. We're here at the number 1 most creepiest thing about the entire of Pokemon. Are you ready? So I know everyone's like, Andrew, you should have done Lavender Town. Andrew, how could anything be number one? Hold your pants on, or should I say, hold your tails on. Okay, I don't know if you're prepared for this, but in the Pokemon games, Gold, Silver, and Crystal, you can actually purchase Slowpoke Tail. Then, that's not even where it stops. In Pokemon X and Y, you can still purchase it as a deluxe delicacy dinner. And yes, as the name implies, you are literally buying a Slowpoke Tail to eat. We are eating Pokemon, and this is something that Pokemon have A-OK, they've confirmed. They chop the tails off Slowpoke, they kill them, chop the tails off, and then serve the tail as a separate dish. And if you don't believe me, go play those games again, because you can actually purchase this. But you can't do it until Mahogany Town, because the price of this Slowpoke tail is $1 Pokédollar than the amount you can actually carry. So apparently like one Slowpoke tail costs $1 million Pokédollars, but you can only carry 999,999, I'm pretty sure. But once you get to Mahogany Town, it's only 980,000 Pokédollars. I think I got that right. Nevertheless, it doesn't matter that it's that cheap. Do not buy this. Do not support the like poaching of Pokemon. It's so sad that like Slowpokes, one of my favorite Pokemon ever, are getting murdered and killed just so you can eat the tail. Hashtag stop the Slowpoke poaching. But with that guys, I'm gonna wrap up the Unlisted Leaf Halloween special. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. I love making this. It was pretty creepy, it was pretty cool. A lot of stuff that I didn't really realize was a thing until I researched it. I'm like, no freaking way that exists. Yeah, thank you so much for watching guys. Hopefully you can still sleep tonight. But most of all, you gotta keep on gaming. See you then guys.